Hi, I'm Rebel Holiday. Welcome to the Rebel Holiday and You show. I'm really glad you're here because you are the reason that I do this. Today I want to talk about your potential. And when I say your potential, I mean my potential too, our potential. But let's talk about your potential. All our lives we hear that we have this amazing, tremendous potential, that we have this immense possibility that we can live into. And we do. Yet, how many people really feel that their potential is their friend? Do you feel that your potential is right there with you, guiding you, leading you? Or do you feel that your potential is something that you have to live up to, something you have to reach for, something you have to struggle toward if it's over there? And so notice that your potential lives somewhere. Your potential lives somewhere spatially around you. When you think of your potential, where is it? It's a funny question, isn't it? Is it above you? Is it something you have to live up to, that you have to strive for, struggle for, reach for, grab? Is it something that is inside of you that nobody sees but you, that you have to pull it out somehow? Is it something that is behind you? Your potential was in the past, that you had this potential and now you don't have your potential. Is it something that's right there with you, like a best friend, like a buddy? Think about where your potential is spatially. And you might want to move it and place it. If it's inside of you, if it's next to you, put it right in your path. Put it right in front of you so that you can live into it instead of trying to live up to it, which almost implies perfection. Put it right in front of you so you can live into it. If it's behind you, reach back and bring it forward and put it in front of you so that you can live into it. The greatest gift we have is when we know we have potential, we can see the potential, and we believe in it, and we're willing to move into it. We're willing to live into it. Because it's very easy to suffer over potential. I've done it myself very many times. Sometimes we can deny our potential. We can notice that this is what our potential is and we're only here, and we really suffer over that discrepancy. We can notice that we're not being yet the person that we dream of being. Again, it's a tough way. It's a tough way to live our lives. And what works the best is to live into our potential, to move into our potential, flow into our potential, but also to make it as real as we can. And to notice how much it's present now. So let's say that you want to express your potential as a communicator, as someone who can easily and naturally talk and express yourself. Well, what you want to focus on is when that works, when that happens, when it goes that way, when you do it. What you want to focus on is seeing that cup half full, not half empty. Let's say you want to be a runner and you want to be a fast runner. And what you do is you time yourself, and you notice every time you time yourself how you fall a little bit short of where you want to be. That's how to suffer over your potential. That's how to make it very hard on yourself to ever move forward when you keep measuring the lack. Instead, measure the progress. Instead, measure the success. Instead, pat yourself on the shoulder when you do well. And notice how your potential is really your best friend. It's not even separate from you. It's you. It's who you are. It's how you were created to have this beautiful potential. Now, personal growth and self-awareness has been my work all my life. either with the designing yourself side of things or with entrepreneurs and CEOs who wanted to, really get their company and themselves to the next level. It's all about the potential. And really, to be an entrepreneur in the first place, you have to be a person who can see the possibility of something that doesn't exist yet. To be an athlete who does very, very well, you have to be able to see the potential of being that athlete that you want to be, that you dream of being. So you want to notice where your potential is and how it can empower you. The other thing I'd like you to consider, so that's one, live into it, move into it, slide into it, glide into it, but have the potential right there in front of you. That's the first thing. The second thing is always measure your progress in a positive way. Always see, notice, compliment yourself. If you're not complimenting yourself every day, you're missing the boat. If you're not complimenting yourself multiple times a day, you could be supporting yourself better. And you need to be your best friend. You need to be your best supporter. And that's something that will really make a huge difference in terms of stepping into your potential. The other thing is to never, ever, ever compare yourself to anybody else. It's always a booby trap. Because there's always going to be somebody, thinner, richer, younger, more beautiful, more handsome, more successful, smarter. Make it up. So in terms of living into your potential, you want to focus on your special potential, your special gifts. And if you need to write them down and keep them in front of you, do it, because that gives you something positive to move toward. Being able to say, this is what I'm capable of. This is who I am. And when something else happens that isn't that, bless it and release it. Let it go. It's so easy to look at what's not, suffer over it, and then give it power. Instead, allow yourself to have the potential that you know is there. Make it real, make it tangible, put it in front of you so you can glide into it, and acknowledge yourself. Compliment yourself every time you successfully move toward your potential, when you live in your potential, when you're being that you whom you dream of being. So I invite you to glide into your potential and let us know in the comments how you relate to this, and if there's a time in your life when you've lived into your potential. For me, being on Rebel Holiday and You with you now is one of my opportunities to live into my potential, because it was something that I wanted to do for a long time, and I was a public speaker, but I really wasn't a video person. I really didn't necessarily feel completely comfortable being in front of a camera. And so for me, being live with people was something that was very natural, because it was just like having a conversation. There they are and there you are, and you just talk to them and you can see their faces, and you can get a sense of how they respond to things you ask or say or do. And what I've learned so far, and I'm learning all the time about sharing this with you here, is that I'm imagining you as being my best friend, a person I care very deeply about. And when I keep a special person in mind, you, as I share, I know that even one little tip and one thing that can make a difference for you can make a big difference. And my vision is to teach you about being in harmony with yourself, about being in harmony with your potential, and about being able to look in the mirror and love who you see. Being able to look in the mirror and love who who you're being. And learning to love yourself is a lifelong process, and that's what we're doing here. So this is Rebel Holiday. Thank you for joining us, and I look forward to seeing you again.